What is up, kinfolk? I found this when I was at work, and it got me pissed off. There is a teacher who is teaching gender identity to 4 and 5 year olds. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Today, I wanted to introduce you to a new friend in our class. Well, this, Huckleberries, is my friend Nash.
It would be a black doll. They would make it a black doll. Oh, God. Okay.
And the friend likes to ask the question, are you a boy or a girl? And Nash answers,
I'm a nigga.
I'm just a kid.
But kids can be boys or
They can be boys or girls. Yeah.
Or maybe non-binary.
Yeah.
I used to tutor preschool through 5th grade, and I also had the privilege of being in a preschool class and a kindergarten class. Where I'm upset is that these are 4 and 5-year-old kids. 4 to 5-year-old kids may have, if you're lucky, they may know their alphabet, they know the ABCs. Most kids that I was in a classroom with had never written their own name. We have so many kids who are falling behind just on the basics, but this is what you expect to teach them, and this is what you want to teach them. Now you're telling them Nash is a they, but Nash is a singular person. When we talk about literacy and reading, that is how we communicated and have communicated throughout history. And all of a sudden, y'all are going to change it up. How is this going to work? There is so many kids who don't know how to add, don't know how to subtract, don't know how to have basic language skills at 4 years old, at 5 years old. And then you're going to add this on top of it. This is going to screw them up when it comes to language structure and everything else in their academic career. This is the most important time to be taking care of and focusing on their language. And this is what you do. This is not important to me. This is not important to me. I want to look at where we rank as a society, being an American, where we rank, because I already know literacy is gone down the tubes.
It was just like non-binary, yeah. That's just something that we know. And this is something, I mean, it's like they're 4 and 5 years old, and they just didn't make a big deal out of being a boy or a girl.
Yeah, they did, because the first kid was like, yo, they're either a boy or a girl. No kid just knows this. A kid who knows this is a kid who's been exposed to that type of stuff. This is just one more added thing that I feel like is completely irrelevant to what is going on in terms of literacy. I really want to look up the numbers, because I already know, based on where I live, I know how the literacy rate has gone down the tubes. I've had 5th graders who I had to give 2nd grade books to because they have a struggle with reading basic concepts. I had 3rd graders who I had to give them 1st grade stuff because they do not know the concepts of basic reading. They don't read at home. I get on the parents too, because a lot of parents, you assume that the teacher is supposed to teach. You don't understand that being in a classroom with 30 plus kids, and at this age group, you're lucky if you can even get them to sit down and not draw on each other and not race around the classroom. At a certain point, their attention spans are like goldfish. They're going out the door.
And I think it was a huge testament to how much we've been talking about it in the classroom that you never mentioned the term non-binary. It was a child who brought that up because it's constantly in conversation.
Yeah, just like me. So Nash, just like me, is non-binary.
You know what? I feel like I want to change my pronouns. We could do that nowadays. I feel like my pronouns should be that nigga. And if I am in a group of people, you shall refer to me as that nigga and them. At the end of the day, if it's all about inclusion, wanting people to feel comfortable, I could care less if you feel uncomfortable calling me that nigga, but you better call me that, because otherwise I'm giving a call to HR. We gonna have some problems. But you know, I'm white. You better call me that nigga. Nigga. This really got my blood boiling. I'm sorry, but ooh!
Yeah, just like me. So Nash, just like me, is non-binary. So they aren't sure if they're a boy or a girl.
I like how she had to think about it. Or they had. See, this is my problem. When you're young, you're not going to necessarily understand that they is a plural. You're going to think that, oh, they is a singular because this is a singular person and they call themselves they. It's like, no, but it could also be plural. So then also when you're reading books, how are you going to interpret the literature? Because the literature has not caught up with this newfangled, it hasn't caught up with this newfangled jargon. I'm teaching a child the basics of the English language, and I'm breaking all the rules.
So when people ask them, are you a boy or a girl? Right now they just feel like saying, I'm a kid. They're figuring it out.
Why does he like stars?
They like stars.
They like stars.
Yeah. And they are
Why did
really...
he wear a star shirt?
They wore their star shirt because it's their favorite shirt, and because they were nervous today, they thought they would wear something that makes them feel special.
You could even hear it in the kids' rhetoric. They're saying he because they're like, I'm looking at a guy doll. And the teacher, to address it, is saying they to correct the child when the child's right. All right. I'm curious, what is literacy rate by country? This has come from Wise Voter. I don't know how accurate this is, but Jesus Christ, we're not even cracking the top 20. Oh, shoot. We didn't even make the top 50. We're 51. Regardless of what study I see, it doesn't even look like the U.S. is cracking the top 10. And this is why China is going to have our heads. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Kinfolk, let me know what you think in the comment section below, how you feel about this whole entire thing. If you made it this far, please like the video and subscribe for future videos, because as you know, this helps your girl out. But as always, Kinfolk, you know I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.